one piece of this wall, but I don't know what the wall looks like. So it's hard for me to tell where, I don't have a point of reference to get a perspective. I listen to a lecture, but I couldn't tell you, I don't know what came before. But if that's this is what, I don't know how you can connect this, but looking at a person in a conversation with the group, thank the person for telling her, directing her gaze someplace else. But I think sometimes that's just a soul looking and directly looking at anything in particular. It's kind of like me walking back and forth. I'm not on a stroll, but walking helps me think better. So I just do. Looks a certain way, but she doesn't necessarily have to be looking at a particular whatever's in that line of vision. With people in communication, when we see something, nobody can deny this is a fact. I saw this. The difficulty, the challenge comes in when what you see, you give an interpretation to it. You say, what I saw means X, Y, and Z, when it may mean, but how can you tell? Because there's not really a conscious exchange to help. I think that's a big thing in communication that's missing in the world today. And it sets up a whole lot of points of miscommunication, missing the mark, so to speak. Just as humankind or human whatever, is a real problem, because nobody, then you don't really know what the other person is giving it a spin, and it may not be the same here, what you're thinking, and they proceed along the lines of what they're thinking, but since they think or feel that you're thinking what they're thinking or feeling what they're feeling, what if, just what if it's not necessarily a jealousy, but there is a concern that it could go that line, and women that are, this is my stuff, this is what I'm doing, she's doing something for you, and then you lay the statement on her that doesn't really say what it is. But, so she can take any one of those things or all going to detail what she's going to pick out, and I don't know what that is. I'm not going to begin to try to guess. I can see on the downside, on the negative side, that she'll think, well, what the heck am I doing this stuff? That's a possibility. That's a line of reasoning that wouldn't be a big leap and has some legitimacy. I'm looking at, is it possible that this is what's going through your mind? Even with all that you saw. Before we get there, what you perceive may be something else. You know what I'm saying? So that's what if you go from that point that it looks like that and that's not what it is, then the conversation is going to be moot. Because we're talking about something I heard you say that I don't have much to say, and I said, because I don't see anything of real evidence. All I see is your perception. So it's like, I can't really talk about you don't know. See, that's and this is what I'm trying to get us to get clear on. As long as we don't know, we can't proceed in any direction, because more chances are likely than not, if we proceed on something that we don't know about, it's a high percentage that we're going to be walking away from what the truth is, whatever it is. Because we're only going on a perception, not on what your perception is, not on, we don't know what the facts are. That's my whole point. We got to find a way that do you take that as a yes or no? That's where I think we kind of part company. Because the fact that you two had a relationship, so where it was all about that. If out of your mouth you're talking about going back to that connection made some kind of way,